Being a professor, you got thousands of emails from students. Were there any impolite or incorrect ones among them?
Yes, there are sometimes impolite and incorrect ones. Though, when I went back and looked at my emails, because Annie asked me to pick out some impolite ones, and there were actually less than I remembered. But I think that that means that the impolite ones just stick out more in my head. Um, so, yeah, it definitely is something that I notice.
What do you feel when you get such emails, and do you share the student situation?
Or get angry on them, maybe.
You know, I try not to get angry at the students when I receive an email that strikes me as impolite, because I feel like it's probably just a case where they're a little bit awkward, where they don't quite understand all the implications of what they're saying. But sometimes, if I'm having a very stressful day, it does add to my stress because the emails that make me a little bit upset are the ones where the students sound ungrateful for what I'm doing.
Okay.
What kind of solution you imagine for this problem?
How the students need to write correct emails? Like, what advice would you like to give them?
Well, I think that one good advice for emails to professors, and it's really true of all kinds of professional emails, is to try and think about what the person on the other end wants to hear, and think a little bit about their priorities and what they're caring about. Because often that's the kind of miscommunication that happens, is that students will say something to me like, you know, review this because I want a better grade, which it'll be annoying to me because that sounds like a command, and it's telling me that they only care about their grade, and my priorities are, of course, wanting the students to learn more, and then also wanting to feel like the students appreciate the extra work that I'm doing for them. And so that's the kind of miscommunication that's happening. And I think that if students just took a second and tried to put themselves in the professor's shoes, then they would be able to craft an email that's just more effective.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr.
Students, were there any impolite or incorrect ones among them?
Well, I've never received an email from a student that was intentionally impolite. What do you mean by incorrect?
Like,
You mean there were
grammatical-
mistakes? Oh, yes. Most of them, the majority of them have lots of grammatical mistakes, but that's not such a big deal. And I've never received any that were intentionally impolite, but sometimes people accidentally said things that weren't correct. Like if you say like, hey, Miss Melissa, like that's not polite. If you say, dear Miss Melissa, that's fine. So sometimes the students write an email that sounds like it might be something that they would text to a friend.
What do you feel when you get such emails, and do you share the student situation?
I understand that it's a mistake, but I think that it's and I know it's very difficult because I speak Armenian as a second language, and I know it's very difficult sometimes to be correct. But I think when you're speaking in a language that you're not completely familiar with, you have to be all the more careful and always sort of err on the side of politeness. So be too polite rather than not polite enough.
What kind of solution you imagine for this problem?
Oh, there's lots of sample emails. Google it, how to write an email. Look at the emails that you get from your, professors or I mean, the great thing now is that it's very easy to find out or ask.
Thank you very much.